Well, hello. This is Rosa, scgkreations. How are you doing? I'm bringing to you a quick little video of process canning, and I 90% of my jars I don't put the rings on the outside of the jar. These are the Tattlers, and they're also called the Reusable Lids. Okay, and I'm pretty sure if I do, I'll link it to the bottom of the description box of the link of how to use the Tattlers, how do you put them on. They're really fairly easy, but does take some practice for some people. It took me like 4 or 5 tries to finally get the rhythm of it, and then I watched the video like 5 or 6 times. I'm one of these OCDC people, and I've got to watch it over and over and over until I finally, I get it now. But anyway, these are dry packed potatoes, which means I don't put any water in them. Okay, and I like this method for several reasons. Number one, a lot of times when you have the water potatoes, and you're on your second or maybe possibly third year, the potatoes get real mushy. And so basically they're only really good for maybe a little stir fry, like for breakfast, like to make them into hash browns a little bit, because they're all crumbly and they're mushy. Or just bake mashed potatoes out of them, which that's a great way to do it too. And so, but I like this method also, and I do both methods, okay, so we use them both. And because it's like anything else, everything has its own purpose for a reason, okay? But this we like because all you got to do is open up the jar, pour it in your pan, frying pan, pot, whatever you do. Add it just like this to about the last 15 minutes, last 20 minutes in a stew or a roast. Put it in there, because all you want to do is heat up the inside of the potato. That's all you want to do. Even if you did it like the last 30 minutes of the cooking time, put it in then. That way you know all the way to the inside of the potato they're done. But it also depends on how big you chop your potatoes. We'd like to tend to do them about 1 inch, 1 by 1 inch, approximately, as you can see there. Okay, so that's the reason why I like to do the dry potatoes, because we tend to, as you can tell, I'm a big girl, and we used to do a lot of fried foods. We're backing off on that because we're on a weight program, and so we're backing off on a lot of fried foods, and we're eating things that are not breaded, not fried. They're baked, or we use the air fryer. Well, hubby uses the air fryer because I don't know how to use the air fryers. But anyway, so the purpose of this video is to show you when you take your rings off, or when you go back like these. I had these dry potatoes. I had 24 jars of these potatoes, and my only fail out of 24 jars was one. And I went to go grab some more potatoes because I was out of potatoes. Look at that. I was out of potatoes in my regular everyday pantry, so I wanted to refill it. So I just went into my long storage pantry, and I saw this jar. It was so much darker, and I'm going to show you. Look at the difference in the color. Look at that. See there, and that's because, let me bring this up close. Look, the seal somehow didn't work. One thing to always double check for, though, is when you take your seal off before you throw the food away, because this food needs to be thrown away. Don't even try to save any of it. It's no good. Is check your seal, your ring, the top, excuse me, not your ring, not the seal. Check the top of your jar to see if there's any imperfections in the glass with your finger. There are none, so you know what? Who knows what happened to it? I may have put something on top of it, and that's what compromised the seal. Because if you do stack anything on top of your reusable Tattlers or your metal lids, you really should put a layer of cardboard in between each stack, so that way it doesn't compromise the seal. Okay? I don't know. I have no idea what happened. I did have a box, but it was one box of 1 gallon of dehydrated hash browns. So I don't think that was it, because there's hardly any weight to dehydrated hash browns. But you never know. This happens to everybody, so don't worry about it, because really, seriously, it happens to everyone. Brand new canners, medium, just barely getting a little bit of a couple of years of experience, and very well seasoned canners who've been doing this for 30 plus odd years. I've only been canning for this is almost my 4th year canning, okay? But it happens to everyone, so it's really nothing you did or didn't do, more than likely, but because you just never know. So anyway, this is one reason why, the whole point of this video is, one reason why you don't want to put your rings and leave your rings when they're on your long-term pantry shelf is if it does break the seal, you'll notice it right away. Now, if I hadn't done anything about this and I let it go another year or two, this would have turned into a lot of mold, and it could compromise the condition of my jar, and I may have had to throw away the jar and the seal and the little rubber, and that's a waste of money. So this is just my personal opinion. You do your own homework. You do your own research. You do what you think is best for you. But my personal opinion is, do not store your completed process canning jars with the rings on. Okay? So I just wanted to show you. Here's the 2 different ones, so you can definitely see the color of the discoloration. And here's another jar, and there's a couple little imperfections right in here, but who knows what that is. But most of this I've eaten these before. Hubby and I have never gotten sick on it. This is perfectly fine for me, and it's got a good seal. See, I'm holding it just from the ring, just from the lid. So anyway, that is my FYI on one reason why you don't want to use your rings when you're storing your jars. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, give me a thumbs up. YouTube likes that. It helps me with my algorithm with them. And post a comment. I would love to know what your opinion and how you handle your processing of jars once you're done. Do you leave your rings on or leave your rings off? Personal opinion, and I would love to hear your comments. Take care now. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.